we have finally made it to the big time. And in what has been a very busy summer transfer window, we have totally overhauled the style of play and the tactic, and we have brought in 11 brand new signings, and there are possibly one or two still to follow. And whilst I'm expecting a very tough start to the season, I do remain optimistic that this could be a pretty good season, and that we should survive with a little bit to spare. Let's go and kick some balls. Hello and welcome back to The Road to Glory, Part 78, Season 9, here at Preston. And following our promotion last season, it has been a very busy summer transfer window, and we will be looking at what has happened in the transfer window, and we will also be taking a look at how we intend to play this season, as well as beginning our campaign with our opening game at home to Blackburn. But before we go into all that, if you are brand new to the channel and you like FM content and you love to see people suffer playing this game, then why not subscribe, like, watch and comment, help the channel to grow and help us to support all that good stuff that you can see scrolling up above. But first, let's take a look at what has been happening in the transfer window, and it has been very, very busy with a number of players going in and a number going out. And in terms of those who have left the club, we have sold Jay Matate. He went to Galatasaray for 5.75 million, rising to 7 million. And Dan Niandulu, he left for Almeria for £7 million, as well as Musa Mohammed going out, decided he was not good enough in the end. He went out to Rayo Vallecano for 6.25 million. Josh Clark has gone out on loan. Toby Collier was finally sold. He went to Bradford City for £220,000. Theo Corbeanu, he went out to Sampdoria for £4.3 million. And so we let go a number of players. And also Savu was let go, and a number of other players actually left the club. And in terms of who's come in, if we step back a little bit, then we can see we've made a number of signings, and we got down to business straight away. We've brought in Job Bellingham from Brentford for £2.9 million. He is going to play as a Mazzala or an advanced midfielder, and he is a very, very good player. He looks like he's got good physicals, he's got good mentals. He's just 24 years old, and he's quite technical as well, and he's got some development to do, and he has potential to hang around the club for some years to come. I think he's a very, very decent signing for £2.9 million, and I'm hoping that he's going to have a very, very good season as part of our midfield. And then we followed that by bringing in Adam Eder from Cardiff. Spent a lot of money on him, £24.5 million, but we were absolutely desperate to bring a striker in, and we are going to play him as either a pressing forward or an advanced forward, depending on what is needed at the time. But he's a very good player. He's got a lot of pace, good physicals, he's very strong, he's quite good in the air, and he has good technical ability, he has good penalty taking, and so we found a little gem here in Adam Eder, I think, and we're relying on him, I think, this season to score some goals for us and to keep us safe and to keep winning points for us. So 24.5 million, was it money well spent? Well, we shall see. And then we've brought in Daniel Kelly on a free transfer. He's just come in as a squad player, another midfielder who can play as a Carrilero, can play as a Mazzala, can also cover in defensive midfield. He's pretty useful for a squad player, and I'm expecting him to be used in rotation and in the cup games and no more than that. But he does have fairly decent attributes, and maybe if there are injuries, he could cover for injured players. I think he's a very, very good signing on a free. And then we brought in Kofi Balmer from Wigan for £5 million. Kofi Balmer is a centre mid, is where we are planning to play him. He is just coming in as a squad player for backup, but once again he has good mentals and he's pretty good physicals, and he's got decent technicals for a centre back. He's 6 foot only, but he has good jumping reach and heading, but he's here as cover for when we are desperate in terms of centre back or right back. He can also play as a DM if necessary. Just as a cover, I think he's going to prove to be a decent signing. And then the final early buy that we made was Grigor Stoica from Monaco for £2.5 million, central defender. He is a very, very good player, but also he will be needed to play as an anchor and defensive midfield from time to time, and he may start the first game there because our brand new defensive midfield I don't think is ready to play yet. But he is a very, very good signing. He's a very good centre back, and I'm hoping that he will have a good partnership develop with Digbareku. He is extremely good in the air. He is a very physical player with good mentals for a 23-year-old, and I'm hoping that he will develop into a very, very good footballer over the years to come. And then we've brought in Carl Grant, who is a striker. He's come in from Arsenal on a free. He is a backup striker. We'll use him as a advanced forward, good finishing and composure, nice pace. He's got good fitness, good balance, and I think that over the years he also could develop into a very, very good forward. And I think for free, he's a very, very good signing, and hopefully he'll have a decent season for us, scoring a few goals along the way. But he has come in as backup to the other 2 strikers who we've signed. And then we followed that, bringing in Di Benedetto from Augsburg for £3.8 million. Another backup midfielder who is an advanced playmaker, and he will be backup to Simpson at first, but we also are looking for another advanced playmaker, so he may drop down the pecking order as such. But he is a very good player, and as a squad player, hopefully he will come in and do the business and help in terms of our survival push this season. Very good mentals for a 25-year-old, pretty good physicals, but it's his technicals where he stands out. He's got good first touch, good technique, great passing and vision. He looks like a good player and someone who might develop a little bit more in the future. And then after that, we have brought in the first of what I hope is going to be 2 fullbacks. We have brought in Hugo Buena, who is a left back and an attacking left back. He's got good pace, he's got good mentals, good physicals, and he's very technical as well. He has crossing ability and dribbling ability, good first touch. And I'm hoping he will have a very good season for us. We're going to need to have fullbacks playing well if we are to survive. And so I have targeted him as the first choice left back. And he's got off to a decent start in pre-season, hoping for big things from him. And then we have brought in Giorgio Altar. He has come in from Mallorca for 750,000, cheap at the price if you ask me. He's a very good central defender. He is 32 years old now, but I brought him in because I wanted experience at the centre of the defence, and he is going to start with Digbareku as the first choice centre-back pair. He's awesome in the air, he's very physical, very strong, and he's got very good mentals, and we're going to rely on his experience, I think, at the back to keep us very defensively solid as we look to survive this year. And then we brought in Evan Ferguson, and he is a forward. He's come in from Schalke. He cost us £13.75 million. Most of the money we've spent has gone on these forwards, and I think he's a very decent pressing forward, and he will do a very good job for us. He will start as part of a front 2 with Adam Eder, and I'm hoping that this tactic that we are going back to, we've used before, will work out, and this will be a winning tactic for this team this season. And then finally we have brought in Tomislav Duvniak. He's come in from Rishka for £2.9 million. He is a defensive midfielder, and he will sit at the base of the defence for us and hopefully give us solidity in front of the back two, and then hopefully we will be defensively solid this season. And I think that's important because we're relying heavily on our front two to score us the goals. We need to keep a lot of clean sheets to actually make sure that we can survive this year. It's probably going to be a tough start to the season, but hopefully with the signings that we've brought in, it will prove to be a very good season. But in terms of the finances, we still have money left. We have 19,774,000 left, and we also have around about 20 something in the wage budget, and that will, I think, make sure that we can bring in at least one more player. I'm looking for a right back, and we do have our eye on someone. And we are looking at Juan Esteban Diaz. He's going to be very expensive. He's 23 years old, but he looks like a first-class right back. And I hope that we can sign him. He's probably going to be very expensive in terms of wages, probably up to around 70-something thousand. But I think he'll be worth getting in, and he will do, hopefully, a very good job and make us very, very solid at the back, as well as providing a very good attacking threat. I'm hoping that we can bring him in, and he may well, because of the cost, prove to be the final piece of the jigsaw. But I'm also hopeful of bringing in an advanced playmaker in midfield as well. So hopefully there's still business to be done in this transfer window. We have no loans at the moment, so it could be loans or it could be a signing or two. But let's have a look at what we have done with the tactic. And we have gone right back to the beginning, and we are now going to be working a low block tactic, and we're going to be playing the 4-1-3-2 that we began the entire save with at Elgin. And we will have a very, very good team. I think if we can find that right fullback, then we will have a very, very good team capable of playing in this system. And we will be playing shorter passing, we'll be focused up the middle, we'll be playing fairly narrow. I'm torn between hit early crosses and work it in the box, but we have been playing with work ball into the box, so it's something that I will probably begin with, and we will start experimenting with that as we go through the season. And we will be playing, of course, for set pieces. The club demands that, and we will be dribbling less and trying to be a little bit more disciplined about how we play. In transition, we are not going to counter press or regroup. We are just going to maintain our shape when we lose possession, and when we've won possession we are going to counter attack. We're not going to distribute quickly or to slow it down. We want players to take their time a little bit, but not to slow it down too much. We want to counter attack. We have some pace, and we want to use that pace and try to get men forward, as we did with Elgin all those seasons ago. And our goalkeeper is instructed, probably we'll get him just to roll it out for now. Take short kicks was what we did at Elgin. I think we'll just get the goalkeeper to roll it out to anyone in the back line there. And out of possession, we are playing a low block. We will play with a higher defensive line so that we're not bringing people on too much. We will be playing a balanced mentality, but that will change when we come up against some of the very, very big teams. Trigger press just set to standard. We're not going to be a great pressing team yet in the Premier League. We're tackling. We're not going to get stuck in, which is what we did at Elgin, but we're not going to stay on our feet. We do have decent tacklers, and so hopefully we're not going to give away too many penalties early in the season, as is what normally happens when you get promoted to the Prem. If we do start giving away penalties, we may have to put on stay on feet. But just for now, we'll leave it without any instruction there. We are going to trap inside, the idea, of course, being to bring teams into where we have the most amount of players. And by using the low block, there will be a lot of players in this section of the field, and hopefully we'll tackle hard and win the ball back in midfield. And so it is a very, very good good side, I think. It's not a great Premier League team, but I think we've done enough business, and with maybe a little bit more to come at right back, I think it is a good side that could survive, and with a little bit to spare. And I estimate that although, in terms of the season preview, we are 1,000 to 1 to win the Premier League, I don't think that we are going to be that bad. And I think we might finish up around about 14th, 15th or 16th. And that will be surviving really well with the team that we've been able to put together. So I remain a little bit more optimistic than the media, and I think it's possible we could have a decent season. And so that is the story of pre-season. It's been a good summer. We've lost one game when the team were getting used to each other. They are actually quite familiar already with how to play this system, and given that we've brought in 11 players already, the dynamics are very, very good. It does pay to do a lot of teamwork and team bonding in pre-season when you have a big group of players coming in. And I'm hopeful we'll hit the ground running here and pick up 3 points against Blackburn. You never know. Blackburn are a very difficult team. They're all going to be very difficult to beat, but we have to try and take advantage of our home form against Blackburn, who are themselves only predicted to finish around 17th or 18th. These are the games we need to win, and we need a good start. Let's hope that we can get one. Let's go and kick some balls. And so the team for today, for the opening game of the campaign, our first game since I've been in charge in the Premier League, my first game in the big time. It's Cox in goal, with Pugh, Altar, Digbareku and Bueno at the back. Stoica at the base of the midfield playing as an anchor, with McCann, Simpson and Bellingham in midfield. And up front, Ferguson and Eder. I did have a problem whether to select Ferguson or Surridge. Surridge has been in better form than Ferguson, but we might as well begin as we mean to go on, and I think Ferguson is going to be the number one, and I think we have to play him. Surridge played well in pre-season, but I think Ferguson was the choice for me. And so it is a big game. The Premier League is off, and Eder finds Altair. Need very, very good games from these guys, both defensively and offensively. Simpson needs to control the midfield from advanced playmaker, and we need to be very solid at the back. And we do have the ball. We're keeping possession quite nicely. Pugh is looking for a through ball, can't find it. And here come Blackburn. Blackburn with a ball over the top, and we do need to be very careful. They're not the fastest team in the world, and so that's why we are playing with a high line today. We're not too worried about their pace, and at the moment it's still 0-0, and Blackburn have had the only chance, but we are dominating possession, 67%, 63% of possession, but Blackburn have had most of the game. And we do need to be solid at the back, and we are being solid at the back. And if we can create a chance or two and take one of them. Eder is in, and Eder has a chance, and he's hit the crossbar or the post, and it was a good save by the goalkeeper. We've had the best chance of the game, and Eder, we need to take chances. If we're going to get points in the Premier League, we have to take our chances. He didn't take it, but the ball is going to come back in. It's going to be picked up by Simpson, and the highlight comes to an end. And it's still Preston 0, Blackburn 0. We've made a fairly decent start, and we've kept Blackburn at bay, and we've created a couple of chances ourselves. And it is Stoica. What's he doing out on the left? He's found Bueno. Bueno bursting into the box with a snapshot, and it goes past the post. Was that a penalty, referee? The referee, I think, is pointing to the spot. Eder was taken out of the game. I thought he might have been offside, but somebody took Eder out of the game. We have got a penalty, and Eder will now step up. He suddenly got better, and he will step up to take the penalty. Can we go into the lead? And it is Eder, and Eder puts it away. It's Preston 1, Blackburn 0. What a good start from the boys, and let's maintain this. Let's keep this momentum going, and we are a goal to the good. I'm not expecting to win matches 6 or 7-0, but getting 1-0 and 2-1 victories will be all I ask for from these boys. They're doing very, very well. It is the early kickoff, so we could even go top of the league if we win by another goal, and that would be something. But at the moment, we're doing well. We're holding our own and we're beating them. We're creating as much as they are dominating possession. I think we deservedly lead, and it is Preston 1. Blackburn 0, and I need to keep an eye on this. I'm getting so excited. Stevanovic is a problem, and we need to deal with Stevanovic after this highlight. And Simpson with the ball into the box, and it's 2-0. Altair has made it 2-0 from a set piece. We have been working so hard at set pieces this summer, and it is now Preston 2, Blackburn 0. What a super corner, and rising like a salmon at the back post. Altair has made it 2-0, and I need to look at Stefanovic. And so I have asked the boys to type mark Stefanovic. He is being a little bit of a nuisance out there. I'm just hoping that that Dion can actually do that. Dion Pugh can actually do that. But at the moment, we've dominated the match, and we are deservedly leading by 2-0. And I'm going to say it's important to stay focused in the second half. I want them to stay focused, stay on their game, and even increase the lead if possible. And we do have another set piece, and Simpson towards the near post. It's headed out, it's gone out for another corner. And we are creating all the chances, and Blackburn are struggling to get into this game at all. We've had 73% of the possession. Simpson again to the near post, a good header, and it's saved by the goalkeeper. It remains Preston 2, Blackburn 0, and we are having all the highlights. And Bellingham, don't dilly-dally, and that's not what I want from Bellingham there, and he should be better than that. And we do need to be very careful. And they are breaking down the right. Bellingham tries to win it back. He can't. They are going to score, are they? It's a good block. It comes out to Williams. We need to close him down, and it's fired over the crossbar. That's a warning. Bellingham is not having a great game by the look of it. I think the game is telling me to do something about Bellingham. And it is going to be Simpson to fire in the corner again. It's to the far post. This time it's headed off the line. Comes out to Bellingham. Bellingham finds Digbareku. Digbareku to Stoica. Stoica to Bueno. Bueno finds McCann. McCann. This is nice football. And the highlight comes to an end. We have given away a free kick. You do tend to give away a lot of free kicks and penalties just going up to the Prem because you're not used to the pace of the game, which is why I didn't want to get stuck in, as the assistant said. McCann looks for Simpson. Simpson, can he find a ball to Ida? Ida is in space. Ida is in. Can Ida score? It is in. It's 3-0. We are beating Blackburn by 3-0. This Preston team continues to surprise me, and I think the signings that we have made, we're telling the rest of the Premier League, do not take us lightly. Simpson with a beautiful pass, and Ida, the goalkeeper, made a little bit of a hash of that. Ida put it past the goalkeeper. It's Preston 3, Blackburn 0. We are rocking and rolling here. And we have put Stankovic to sleep. Leon Bailey has come on. We probably need to look at Leon Bailey. And it's time to make some changes, I think. We'll do that after this highlight. It's very, very compact there in the middle. I do want to keep this team narrow and compact. And it is headed away. We need to pick up the ball. And we need to defend well as attack well. And that's beautiful goalkeeping. And hopefully the highlight will come to an end. Time to make some changes. And so we have made some changes, and Juvnak, he will make his debut, and we have also brought on Di Benedetto to make his debut, and hopefully Barmer will also have a very good debut today. And I'm looking at Bueno, who is tired now too. And so we have made 2 further changes. We have brought on McCann, and we have taken off McCann and brought on Estrella, and we have brought on Nizet for Bueno at left back. We just need to hold on now, and we just need to not do anything silly and take the 3 points. We will be for temporarily top of the league, and it's a great start for Preston. I wasn't expecting this. I was hoping for a 1-1 draw or a 2-2 draw, but we have beaten Blackburn very comprehensively, and Estrella will take the corner to the near post, headed on. It's come out to Blackburn. We need to go on to a cautious mentality now, just to see this game out and just sit back, let Blackburn try to cause us problems, but we can then snuff them out. And Cox is looking for Nizet making his Premier League debut, and Juvenek over the top looking for Ida. Ida is going to be a danger to teams, I think, this season. He's got bags of pace, and hopefully he's going to destroy teams lower down in the league, and that's exactly what we want. We want to be beating teams who are bottom half of the table teams, and if we can do that, we'll survive very comfortably indeed. And we do look good today against Blackburn. And here's Ferguson, Bernardetto. He's found Ida, and Ida has made it 4-0. I cannot believe this start that we have had. The signings we've made, we made them early so that they could gel together. And wow, what a performance this is. 4-0 in the opening game of the season. This was a good tactic at Elgin, and it seems to have made a very, very good start here at Preston too. And if we keep this up, who knows what will happen this season. What a fantastic start. I wasn't expecting that. Preston 4, Blackburn 0, and we have completely blown them away. And that's absolutely phenomenal performance, and against a local rival. What a performance, and what a start to the season. And maybe we'll even be top after the end of the first round of fixtures. That was a very, very good victory. We have some very difficult games coming up. We have Tottenham, Chelsea, Manchester City, all coming up. And then we'll follow that with the EFL Cup second round. I have a good backup team that can take on these cup competitions, so we may need this backup team to revive our fortunes at the end of the month. I'm going to just come back for the Wolves and Norwich game, I think, because we need to move through this season as quickly as possible. So I think we'll just come back for Wolves and Norwich, and we'll see where we are then. And hopefully we'll be doing fairly well. And if that start is anything to go by, then we have a run of games here that could set us on our way. I'm not expecting much from these 3, but we shall see. And so that's it for this episode. If you are new to the channel and you love FM content, then why not subscribe, like, watch and comment, help the channel to grow, and help us to support the very, very good stuff that you can see scrolling up above. And it couldn't be a better start to the season. An opening game in the Premier League, beating Blackburn by 4-0. What a start, what a game. We will see you all in the next episode.